All right, I got a couple errands to run this morning, and then I'm gonna go ahead and uh, give all the people that don't like me something else not to like me for. So let's get to it.
I'd say he's a nut job.
Well, not a bad ride this morning. Not a bad ride this morning. All in all, she's a pretty good old car. Now, the next part I say, since we did just take the car this morning to run errands and things, is going to sound a bit confusing, but due to the transmission issues this car is having and the time constraint that I am on, there's no way I'm going to take this Cougar. I was going to take it anyway. So first off, if you followed some of the other videos, you know the issue here is driving around a day like we drove. This thing will drive all day, will cruise all day, and not give us any issues. When you lay in on it, however, you put her to the wood, when you mat her to the floor, when you're trying to bang them gears, uh, when it goes into high gear, it's a mess. It just kind of hangs there for a minute and then just into gear, and it's a whole thing. And I was gonna take it anyway, but I don't know if it's getting older. I'm not really that old. I just look old. I don't know if it's getting older or I'm just growing a little bit more responsible or what, but originally I was going to take it and I said, we'll just send it and the transmission will last as long as it lasts and then we'll get home and rebuild it afterwards. But I'm not going to beat on something for the sake of just beating on it anymore for no reason. It's a good car and I just don't want to beat on it anymore. Now the plan is after the event, I'm still going to pull the transmission, send the transmission and have it rebuilt. We did get everything cleaned up under here. The nitrous is on the car, although I never laid in on the nitrous yet, simply because the issues it's having. I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to do that. And of course, I was going to have to run. I got a new AN fuel line, so don't hate on me on that little filter and all. All that was coming. My box for my Nitrous Express kit is there. I had it all laid out and working. So I know you're asking, Bobby, if you're not taking this, what are you taking? Well, I did have a plan B for the plan B. You know, the original idea was to take the Galaxy to start with. And I just ran out of, I just, Galaxy needs more to be street legal than I have the money to spend right now to make street legal, or the time and the effort. And it's a fresh motor. I actually haven't even made a pass on that motor. So there's a lot of reasons why I kind of went to the Cougar to start with. Although the Cougar was never meant to be a race car, my plan B doesn't look like much at the moment. I was going to use the wagon instead. I did take the wagon on drag week in, I believe it was 23. Yeah, 2023 we took the wagon on drag week. The wagon has developed a fueling issue. The fueling issue lies in the tank. And I've known for some time that the tank was an issue on that car. The tank was an issue on that car when I went to drag week, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. And yes, I've got a week and I could do that, but I'm going to be honest with you, and here's what it comes down to. Tired of working on things right now. I've got work that I got to do to get paid on. I've got shop work to do for customer stuff, and I'm spending my time working on these things. And I need a vacation. I need some time away. So I need some time where I'm not working on anything and not beating, just not having to feel like I'm struggling just to get through each day. So I'm going to take the lazy way out, and I'm going to go and do street and yeet, and I'm going to treat it like it's a vacation. Now, that's not to say we're not going to try to be competitive, because we're going to try to be competitive. But I'm going to take the easy way out. Yeah, I'm going to take the Mustang. I know, man, I've gotten so much hate. The last time I said something about taking this Mustang, I get the haters coming out of the woodwork about me taking that I need to take something old, and I need to, man, I'm tired. I'm tired. And I just want to go somewhere and enjoy it. I don't want to go somewhere and have to work on something and wrench all week and just struggle from each day to each stop, and having to, when I took that wagon to drag week, I spent as much time in O'Reilly's parking lots with it jacked up laying under it as I did in the event. When we took this Cougar to Power Tour when did we take the Cougar to Power Tour? 23. When we done Power Tour in 23, we figured it up, and I spent 10 hours on the side of the road working on issues that came up along the road. And it's not that there's anything really wrong with these cars. It's just 60-year-old parts, and even the replacement parts you buy. You know what I'm saying? For example, on this particular Cougar right here, the alternator that was on it made a little whining noise. So I said, I'm gonna buy a brand new alternator before we leave, preventative maintenance, and not have to work on this thing on the side of the road. I want to plan ahead. Put a brand new alternator on it, but I put it on there in the morning. We were getting ready to leave, so instead of taking the old one back from my car, I just chunked it in the trunk of the car. Said I'll take it back on our way back into town. The first stop was Atlanta. Atlanta is about a 2-hour drive from here. I think it's about a 2-hour drive. About a 2-hour drive from here. It's 120 miles, I think. I don't remember. It's about a 2-hour drive from here. On the way, I put it on that morning. On the way to Atlanta, the new alternator took a dump. If I didn't have that old one that I took off, which is still on the car today, a year and a half later, the one that makes a little noise is still making noise but still charging. So it's little things like that. And I'm not saying you can't have a problem with anything. You can. But I'm going to eliminate as much as I can. And I'm going to try to treat this as much like a vacation as a race. So yeah, we're going to take the Mustang. I'm going to run it in the stick shift class, which was originally the class I had planned on running with the Galaxy, and it's actually what my ticket is for. We were going to change classes and run the dial your own in this one because this is an automatic and really not as fast. So this one right here, I think we can be competitive in. It depends on what everybody shows up with this year. I mean, you never know. I think we got a top 5 car based off of times from last year, but maybe we don't. Maybe it's a top 10 car this year. I don't know. But this is what we're taking. And I know I'm going to get a little hate for taking a modern car. Okay, so what? A little hate for taking a modern car. I'm a big boy. I can take it. But I just want to go somewhere and enjoy something. I just want to enjoy it. I just want to be out there. I want to make the cruise. I want to make the passes. I want to be able to hang out with people. What I don't want to do is be like drag week 2022, I think, uh, where it's supposed to be a 2 hour drive between venues, but we don't end up getting the next one about 1 o'clock in the morning because working on stuff. I just want a break. I just want a break. My ticket's already paid for. I originally was just going to back out. But since I couldn't take this, I was just going to back out. But the ticket's already paid for. All I got to do is buy a set of radials for the rear of the Mustang, which I'll do. And then we're going to take it. Now, this thing is not exactly as it came from the factory, but it's not really been overly done anything to. It's had a couple little minor basic mods done to it. So I really don't know what it'll run, especially with a sticky tire on the back of it. I have ran it in 2 events with street tires on it. And it ran pretty good. I'm not going to lie. This does give me the chance to address something that I think is an issue in hot rodding community across the board. So we're trying to get more people involved in what we do. We're trying to get more people involved in hot rodding, more people involved in racing, more people involved in these kind of events. And I think it would be easier to do if we didn't make it hard for them. Listen, first off, I'm the diehard old school guy. Up until the past 2 years, I'd never owned a modern car in my life. When I first got that ramp truck, before I got this Mustang right here, I drove that '77 ramp truck like it was a car every day, everywhere I went. If I went to the grocery store, I drove a 1977 ramp truck. I drove it everywhere I went. So I was a long time proponent of I didn't care for modern vehicles at all. That I would rather have built, not bought. And I built the engine and all the parts and everything. And hell, that Galaxy has got bolts on it that I made myself. I mean, when it comes to built, that Galaxy is the definition of built, not bought. I did everything but form the body panels. You know what I'm saying? So I've got that. And this Cougar here, I bought it. It was pretty much a hull. Still don't have a headline or anything, but it was pretty much a hull. Pretty much everything you see here, I did. I built the motor, sourced out parts from here and there, and the wiring, for what it's worth. I know it's not great. The wiring that's on the car, the uh, I mean, even the steering wheel, they didn't have a dash in it. The dash I've put in it, it's just old stuff that I found, and I sourced all this stuff, and I'm proud of it. And I was a big proponent for a long time of that. But what we end up doing is the guys that don't have the skill to build stuff, we're alienating them because we pick on them. So then people go out and buy something like this Cougar already done, and we still pick on them a little bit because they bought it, but we pick on them, we let them in there, and blah blah blah. Well, then you got the young generation. These cars don't appeal to them. I mean, they appeal to us because we find them cool because we remember seeing these cars when we were kids and stuff, and depending on what it is, what age range you're in. For me, I grew up when the Fox body Mustangs were coming out and they were hot. So I remember those things. And, I guess what I'm saying is we pick on young guys for getting these modern cars like this Mustang. and Camaros and Chargers and well, I guess that's really all they are, isn't it? What else is there? Mustang, Camaros, and Chargers. I guess that's it. I don't know. And give them a hard time, and we don't make them feel welcome. But these are the cars that appeal to them. These are the cars that they find interesting, and we're killing off the hobby ourselves. I didn't really think about it that much until I mentioned taking a new car uh, to something, and then you start getting hated on a little bit. I don't care. I mean, I don't. I mean, I know these guys that are just starting to get into the hobby. They're going to quit because they figure, why try if all we're going to do is get picked on, make fun of, or shunned off to the side. I don't care. I'm just going to be me and do what I want to do. But it's food for thought. It's something to think about. I don't know. I don't know. Just my thoughts. Just something that's going through my head today that I figured I would address. But anyway, we're still doing street and yeet, but it is definitely not going to be the way we had planned on doing it. And yes, I'm going to do it at in the Mustang. And yes, we're still going to try to be competitive as we can be. And we're still going to do the same old hot roddy stuff that we always do. We're going to sleep at the track. We got a tent with us. I mean, nothing's changed but the transportation mode. So y'all stay with us, and there'll be some racing content coming, and this time it'll be different than any other racing content that we've done, because this time we're going to be doing it in a modern car. Um, we're going to be trying to see what we can do with getting out there and getting after it in a world that I'm not familiar with. I'll be honest about it. Just as much as these young guys are not familiar with these cars and they struggle a little bit with these cars, I'm not as familiar with that car. That car can do all kind of things that I haven't figured out yet how to make them do it. So there will be a learning curve, but hopefully throughout the week we'll get better and better with it, and we'll be able to get somewhere with it. So I don't know. We got to finish this Pontiac motor. We got to finish this FE motor, and we got to finish that Jeep CJ, and we got to get those things done and out the door by year end. But we're also going to do some things that you may find interesting. Like, we're going to pull the transmission out of this Cougar and tear it apart and rebuild it. We're going to finish up the Galaxy and get it done and do something. I don't know exactly yet what I'm going to do. I'll just say a lot of my interests are changing. And then, of course, the red Galaxy back there. We still need to get it to the track and make some passes. We've had that car uh, 2 months and have not made a single pass in that car. So we need to get it to the track and get some passes made. The great thing is, tracks around here usually stay open year round. So we have the opportunity to get some passes made in it. Uh, we've got to get the tank and all out of the wagon. The wagon's going to be one where we're going to do some basic body work, fab work, and paint work on it. We're going to make the wagon really nice, and we're going to get it done as soon as we can. So we've got a lot of great content coming. I just have to get over this hurdle that I'm on right now, and I don't think it's as much the transmission issues itself that's stopping me from taking this, because again, I was planning on taking it anyway. I think it's just for the fact that I'm tired. I'm just tired, and I need a break, and I need some time to just chill and relax and enjoy each day, some time away from having to turn wrenches every day, and just enjoy the day, I think. And I want a few days of just getting back to the basics of where we're just going to the track and enjoying it, and uh, we're not making things more difficult than they need to be. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. Um, as always, we really appreciate each and every person that subscribes, likes, comments, and shares. We're so close to hitting a new milestone on our subscribers, and we're so grateful for each and every one of you. And of course, if you'd like to, buy us a hamburger or anything along the road, I will put a link in for that. But guys, I mean, like always, God bless you. To Him be the glory. We will see you on the next one, where hopefully we have something a little more fun planned.
I'd say it's a nut job.
And guys, don't forget your Greasy's Garage America soap here. I'll put in a link for that. I've about used mine up, and I'm going to have to order me some more too. This stuff does wonders for you. I mean, more than you could even imagine. Like old Vanna White here. She gets them clean, buddy.